Okay, coming this week, I was really looking forward to the sequel to YUUKI YUUNA and seeing what happens afterwards, animated. However, we got something completely different. I was told in forums that this was going to be a recap, but I totally forgot, and this is what happens when you don't remember stuff. So yes, while I was told that there would be a recap this week, but I forgot, and now I got it without expecting it, even though I was told this was going to happen. Otherwise, I was still satisfied, and here's why. Usually, I look down on recaps. Even for recaps, even if it's an OVA, I usually look down on recaps. I think it's a very lazy and just procrastinating way to dish out an anime, especially when you have an anime that's seasonal and it comes out with only like 12 or 13 episodes. I don't think you need a recap within the season. However, if that recap is something that happened before, and it's a possibility that a majority of people who's watching YUUKI YUUNA right now didn't really watch the original series. That's a big possibility. And it has happened before when someone would watch a series and they don't know anything about the other stuff. So in a way, I believe this recap was really needed, especially for me because I haven't read the original series in a long time. So, remembering the original cast name and everything like that, remembering all the pain and suffering they went through, it was very much needed for me. Remembering all their names, especially, let's see, of course, there's Yuna, there's Izuki, there's Fu, and there's Karen. And of course, Sumi's name was changed. Now, you can tell about this, or how messed up this organization is, first of all. This is extremely messed up organization, because these people completely hid the truth, especially the results that happened in the first place in the original, the prequel. They should have known that there's going to be some changes within the girls, and they knew that, but they didn't say nothing about it. So I believe it was the teacher from the original prequel that hid the secret, told the ministry to hide the secret. But who knows? So anyways, the episode picks off where the prequel left off. Sumi wakes up not knowing who she is and where she came from, or even why she is crippled in the first place. She has no memories of any of that. So they even go to the point that they even change her name and everything. She's no longer Sumi, or Washi. She is now Togo now. Togo, and she moves into a completely different area with a new school and just a new identity, a fresh start. I guess they didn't want to trigger any memories of the past. So that's where she finally meets the Hero Club, the cast of the original series. And there, however, unfortunately for her, she got right back into it. But the worst part was that she doesn't know that she did it. However, in a sense, she didn't really regret it because she was happy to be around with the people that she loved. So nonetheless, she was just happy being a hero, even though she didn't know she was one before. So as things passed by, they finally used Monkai again in this series. Speaking of the way they fight, the new battle armor, I was watching, I realized that they weren't all beat up or bruised or bleeding every time after a fight. Because as I recalled, the new armor system actually helps them become more powerful and durable in battle. So the girls will no longer have any injuries or any sorts like that anymore. So that's a relief on that part. They won't be longer injured or losing body parts. But however, when they use Monkai, which they are forced to use in dire situations, they will lose certain parts of their body every time they use it. And the worst part is that how the organization lied about it. They said that, oh, it will come back soon, your body parts will working eventually, and stuff like that. Fu lost an eye, Izuki lost her voice, Yuna lost the taste food, and of course, Togo lost hearing in one of her ears. So, and they were told that it would come back eventually, but it never did, because, organization was lying. So after that part, they showed Nogi. Some people who didn't watch the original series didn't know what happened to Nogi after she went through that final fight. Some people believe she was dead, but however, those who were big fans of the series know that she was still alive, but however, if you could call her still living. This girl was nothing than a couch potato. She really couldn't move on her own, man. She had no limbs. She only had one eye and she could talk, and that was it. I don't think she even had any hair, for crying out loud, man. She lost everything in that fight. And it was just sad coming up seeing your best friend with a new name. They'll have no memory of you whatsoever. It was just sad. But however, it was the bond of a ribbon, the blue ribbon that Togo couldn't bring herself to just throw away or anything like that. She continued to wear that ribbon to the very end, because for some reason, even though she lost all her memories, she remembered a part of her was still attached to that ribbon, was the bond between her and Nogi. So anyways, Nogi did tell them, Sumi, about the truth of the world, how pretty much majority of the universe is destroyed. It's completely wiped out. Pretty much Japan is the only thing that's left, and that's even barely hanging on by a thread. And of course the Vertex are constantly reincarnating themselves over and over again, so the battle is endless. And that's where Toko came to the idea of destroying the Shinju-sama, which in a way, don't know what really could happen. If the Shinju-sama is destroyed, more likely the whole rest of the world is finally destroyed and mankind's done. In my figuring this out, I believe that probably would have been the better option, you know? You have two options here, man. You have this endless fighting that will never end, and it's just not going anywhere. Towards this, let's just end everything and just let the gods do what they were planning to do in the first place. Probably recreate the world of a different kind of aspect, who knows. But other than that, that was just kind of messed up. It made me really think. This was probably, in my opinion, the most darkest of the Magical Girl series, even more than Madoka Magica. And that's just my opinion, though. But other than that, a lot of people do agree with me on that. So, after defeating the final monsters, they have gotten all their body functions back. And a lot of people claim BS on this, saying, why do you get their powers, why do you get their body parts back? It makes no sense, and why do you lose your powers? What happened? So of course, without reading the series, you cannot blame those people for saying that. However, those who have read the light novels and stuff like that, you know the reason why, which probably will more likely be explained in the next episode. Because as you saw at the very end of this series, the recap, Nogi has her body back. She's no longer this couch potato that can't do anything on her own. She is fully herself now. And this is where things start to get interesting on Nogi's aspect of how the world is now after all the years of being isolated from the outside world. So other than that, yes, this was a very much needed recap, and nonetheless, I was very appreciative of seeing it. So kudos to the studio for doing that in the first place for us, and I very appreciate it, by the way. So that's it. There's nothing left to discuss. There's nothing left to do or talk about. All we can do is look forward to the next episode now. We're finally heading into the actual sequel of the series now. So no more suspense, except for waiting 7 more days. Other than that, I am excited. I'm finally to see what Nago will have to do to talk to every girl eventually on how she thinks of them and how the Hero Club is. And speaking of Nago, there's actually some other stuff about Nago and her name that's very interesting. But that will be a story for another day. That's all I got for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe. I'll be much obliged. This is Dark Anime. Sign out.